So I will begin. I'm going to provide an update on the work of the ad hoc committee I established to review board processes and guidelines on board members' expenditures. The members of the committee, myself, Mrs. O'Neill, and Mr. Durso, met on June 12th. It was the second meeting of the ad hoc committee. At the meeting, we reviewed the expenditure practices and guidelines from other boards of education inside and outside of Maryland. We also began discussing recommendations on how to clarify and revise our current practices. We made a series of recommendations that will be brought to the board for consideration. Among the recommendations the ad hoc committee will bring to the full board are allowing Board of Education members to use district-issued credit cards only for the purpose of authorized out-of-county travel, such as conferences and workshops. Eligible expenses incurred while conducting board business locally would be paid by the board member and then reimbursed as long as proper documentation is provided. Allowing county-funded hotel stays only for pre-approved events that are more than 50 miles from the Carver Education Services Center at 850 Hungerford Drive in Rockville. No longer allowing board members to pay for the meals of other people, such as elected leaders, staff, or constituents, and limiting the circumstances in which board members can seek reimbursements for their own meals and setting monetary caps on those meals that are aligned with the state of Maryland limits. There are several other recommendations which will be published in the minutes of the ad hoc committee meeting and are published in a June 12th press release on the MCPS website. In addition to the recommended changes, the ad hoc committee also asked our staff to propose language to update the Board of Education handbook with this information and to clarify authorization and approval procedures. We also are considering updating expense forms so that it is clear to the board members and the public what documentation and information is required in order to receive reimbursement. The ad hoc committee has also asked our general counsel to help us conduct a review of board members' expenses for the past 2 years and to determine if any further action should be taken related to documentation or reimbursement. In order to complete the review process in a timely manner, we have asked outside counsel at Venable LLP to assist in the general counsel's review. While the ad hoc committee conducts its review, we have requested and all board members have agreed to suspend usage of their MCPS issued credit cards. Finally, we have received and fulfilled multiple requests for production of documents related to the board members' expenses and use of MCPS issued credit cards. One of these requests received last week was from the Office of the Maryland State Prosecutor. The State Prosecutor is responsible for investigating possible ethics and misconduct of public officials and employees. The board will continue to fully cooperate with the State Prosecutor, and we have already provided them with the same documents that have been made available to the public, which are currently posted on the Board of Education's website under the Expense Reports tab. The ad hoc committee will meet again. We haven't set the date as yet, and we expect to bring final recommendations to the board in July. Other committee updates? Ms. O'Neill?